Exodus 12:15. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Howbeit on the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And in the first day there shall be unto you a set-apart convocation, and in the 7th day a set-apart convocation. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. That only may be done by you. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day I have brought your hosts out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations, by ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at even, you shall eat unleavened bread, until the 21st day of the month, at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eats that which is leavened, that soul shall be cut off from the assembly of Israel, whether he be a sojourner, or one that is born in the land. You shall eat nothing leavened, in all your habitation shall you eat leavened bread. And you shall observe this thing for an ordinance, you and to your sons forever. So let's look at the themes of matzah. It is the removal of leavening, the commandment to consume matzah, the bread of affliction, it is made in haste, it is remembering the bondage in Egypt, it is waving of the sheaf of the barley before the altar, and it is a pilgrimage festival. So let's look at the calendar. Matzah begins on the 15th of the month and runs through the 21st of the month, and both of those days are high holidays. Counting the Omer, Leviticus 23, verses 15 and 16. And you shall count unto you from the morrow after the day of rest, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the waving, 7 weeks shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th week shall you number 50 days, and you shall present a new meal offering unto Yehovah. Counting the Omer in history. In Exodus 19:16, and it came to pass, when it was morning, there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the shofar exceeding loud, and all the people that were in the camp trembled. And Moshe brought forth the people out of the camp to meet Elohim, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. Now Mount Sinai was altogether on smoke, because Yehovah descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the shofar waxed louder and louder, Moshe spoke, and Elohim answered him by a voice. Counting the Omer in history, Part 2. Acts chapter 2, verse 1. And when the days of Shavuot were fulfilled, as all were assembled together as one, there was suddenly a sound from heaven like a powerful wind, and that entire house in which they were sitting was filled with it. And the tongues that were divided appeared to them like fire, and sat upon each one of them. And all of them were filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, and they began to speak in different tongues, like that which the Spirit gave them to speak. And there were men who were dwelling in Jerusalem who feared Eloah, Yehudim from all the nations that are under heaven. And when that sound occurred, all the people gathered were troubled. Okay, so on the first day of counting the Omer is the 18th. It is on the first day of the week. And on the 24th is the 7th counting of Omer, the first complete week. Second Passover and second Matzah. From Numbers chapter 9, verse 10. Speak you unto the children of Israel, saying, If any man of you, or of your generations, shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be on a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Pesach unto Yehovah. In the 2nd month, on the 14th day at dusk, they shall keep it, and they shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. And they shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break a bone thereof. According to all the statute of the Pesach, they shall keep it. But the man that is clean, and is not on a journey, forbears to keep the Pesach, that soul shall be cut off from his people, because he brought not the offering of Jehovah in its appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Pesach unto Jehovah, according to the statutes of the Pesach, and according to the ordinances thereof, so shall he do. You shall have one statute, both for the stranger and him that is born in the land. Second month, the month of Ayar. On the 14th day of the month, we have Passover, while still counting the Omer. And on the 15th day of the month, through the 21st day of the month, we have second matzah. Okay, going back to approximately 1321 BC. This is Manna Week. If the Creator gives us one date and enough scriptures, we can retrieve a lot of information from them. Let's look at Exodus 16:1. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the assembly of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole assembly of the children of Israel murmured against Moshe and against Aaron in the wilderness. Okay, so on the 15th day of the second month, the children of Israel murmured. Continuing to read, Exodus 16 verse 4. Then said Jehovah unto Moshe, Behold, I will cause it to rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a day's portion every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my Torah or not. And it shall come to pass on the 6th day that they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. So for 6 days they gather, and twice as much on the 6th day, because the next day is Sabbath, and there won't be any. Verse 25, And Moshe said, Eat that today, for it is a Sabbath unto Jehovah. Today you shall not find it in the field. 6 days you gather it, but on the 7th day is a Sabbath. In it there shall be none. Exodus 16 verse 12, And I heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, At dusk you shall eat flesh, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread, and you shall know that I am Jehovah your Elohim. So recall, on the 15th they murmured. On the 16th they ate manna. So here's the second month, the month of Ayar. On the 15th they murmured, it was Sabbath. And on the 16th day they ate manna. So now let's count back 30 days. And we come to Passover, which was on 4th day. And on the 15th day they left Egypt. They celebrated unleavened bread.